Hello and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance for episode 2 of Sunday. My name's Anthony and I'm your host. Please remember to like and subscribe and also click that notification bell for any videos that may be coming up in the future or if you'd like to see more. Coming up today we have the highlights from the 2 Super League games to end round 17 and we have news on the future of this Saints winger. Sunday saw the last 2 games of the Betfred Super League round 17 and there have been a lot of interesting results to say the least, and I'm sure more to come with the 2 games that we have today. The table at the top and at the bottom would be affected by the results and outcomes that happen in these games. So who are they between? Well, there's a couple that we call humdingers in this round, as Wakefield Trinity are looking to keep ahead of Toronto with that 6 points gap as they take on a team that they haven't beaten all season, Wigan Warriors, while Warrington Wolves and Salford Red Devils are around about the same place in the league and are looking to get closer towards the playoffs as they face each other at the Hallowell Jones Stadium. Wakefield have had a tough time against Wigan Warriors in 2022 and a visit from the Challenge Cup holders couldn't have come at a worst possible time. Last week they conceded 70 points at Salford, and against the free scoring Warriors side they'll have to be much better. As for Wigan, this has just been seen as another chance to keep the pressure on St Helens at the top of the table. For Wakefield, despite last week's disappointing, Willie Poaching hasn't made too many changes to a 21-man squad, considering that he can't do too much. But new face Kyle Evans comes in for Tom Lynham, with the Wakefield's entire first choice outside backs, being squad numbers 2 to 5, are all absent from the selection. Matt Peters named an unchanged squad from last week's squad, but they await fitness checks on Liam Farrell and Cade Ellis. In the last 2 games Wakefield met Wigan, they have been guilty of giving Warriors too much space and have paid the price. They need to ensure that this isn't the case in this game. Also key will be the forwards. Wakefield cannot allow Wigan's big men to give their attacking threats a platform to shine. So the teams are in, and Wigan Warriors play with more or less the same team that beat Castleford 32 points to 10 a couple of weeks ago, with Bevan French and Abbas Midsky joining the back line, as well as Willie Isa and Kai Pearce-Paul in the centres. Liam Marshall is on the left wing. Jai Field continues in the half-backs, which, to my own opinion, he's not been as influential as he was from fullback, but needs must. Barry Smith continues his impressive season as he leads the Wigan team around, with Brad Singleton and Liam Byrne being the starting forwards for Sam Powell to direct. Liam Farrell does indeed make the team line up after he had an injury issue, with John Bateman starting in second row and Joel Shorrocks at loose forward, with no Morgan Smithies in the squad. Jake Bibby drops down to the bench after being replaced by Willie Isa and Kai Pearce-Paul, with Patrick Mago, Oliver Partington and Ethan Havard completing the Wigan Warriors bench. For Trinity, a change at the back once again as Max Jowett comes in at the full-back role. And the aforementioned Carl Evans does start after he signed this week after a successful trial for the former Doncaster Rugby Union convert. Jack Croft and Corey Hall are the centres, with Lewis Murphy on the opposite wing. Jacob Miller, who has almost committed to his move to Castleford for 2023, is in the halfbacks with Mason Lino, with Jai Whitbread and Tinoru Arona at the starting forwards. Liam Hood is back in the acting halfback position. Matty Ashurst and Jay Pitts and James Batchelor complete the back row. Geordie Crowther, Kalepi Tanganoa, Rob Butler all join David Fafita on the bench. Wigan got off the best of starts on the 3rd minute as Bevan French found big Kai Pearce-Paul, who used his frame and his awareness of where the pitch was to score the opening try of the game on the 3rd minute. This was followed up by a Liam Marshall try as Kai Pearce-Paul found the winger in space to run in on the left edge. Next, it was Liam Farrell's turn to go over, and that man Harry Smith and Bevan French turning provider for Liam Farrell's angle run to score Wigan's 3rd try of the game without any response. But Hull KR Warrington Wakefield came back, and it was Max Jowett who ran from dummy half, dummy past Bevan French and scored at the left side of the pitch. This gave Wakefield a bit more impetus, and after a Mason Lino grubber, it was Jay Pitts who went over for 12 points to 18 after Mason Lino converted. Lino found himself in the bin just before half-time, but before that, it was Bevan French's dancing feet that found him loads of space to score a wonderful try for Wigan to extend their lead to 24 points to 12. With Lino in the bin, it was one more try for Wigan, as this time it was Abbas Midsky who went over on the 37th minute just before half-time, which this time Smith missed the conversion for 28 points to 12. Wigan were fastest out of the blocks in the second half, and Midsky was over again, just after half-time on the 43rd minute, diving over in the corner. Once more, it was Harry Smith's kick that caused issues for the Wakefield defence, and Bevan French got close enough to the line to do a Ben Barber and score just before the ball got over the dead ball line. Debutant Evans for Wakefield got on the end of the kick, and the big winger made it easier for scoring for the extra points for Mason Lino, as he scored on the 62nd minute, which Wakefield doubled up on the 65th minute, with Max Jowett going in once more on the left side. That was the end of Wakefield's scoring, as it was 22 points to 40. But Wigan had one more try in their bag after Kai Pearce-Paul went over for his 2nd of the game, which, with Harry Smith converting 7 from 8, gave Wigan the 46 points to 22 victory. So before we go into our second game, there's news coming out of St Helens that their winger Regan Grace has decided his new move for 2023 and 2024, as he has signed for rugby union club the Racing 92 in the French top division. The club that plays in the French suburb of Paris, basically translated the Racing 92, is a team that finished 6th in the league last time out and got to the playoff quarter-finals. Reports have come out this morning in French media, multiple French outlets saying that the French club have signed the Welsh winger ahead of their 2023 campaign, and it is a 1-year deal with an option of a 2nd year added into the contract. It is a blow for St Helens, who has been in contract and negotiations with the Welshman for the better part of 6 months due to his injury. Concerns that have been keeping him out of the first team squad, and has since come back and done very, very well for St Helens. This is yet to be confirmed by St Helens and via an official announcement or Regan Grace at this point, but with the multiple sources in France, it's something that we can't ignore. Do you think in the comments below that it will be below for Welsh and the Super League in total? Or do you think it is a move that will see him transition after the Rugby League World Cup? Whatever happens, Regan Grace has had a good year, well, good career with St Helens. While at the Saints, he has played 133 times, scoring 84 tries, along with his 6 Welsh caps and 3 Nines Welsh caps. He'll be an addition to any team that wants to sign him, but a blow for Saints. He did make his debut for St Helens on the Good Friday game, 14th of April 2017, in a derby match with Wigan Warriors, where he scored on his debut. And among the matches he played have been 2 Challenge Cup finals. He lost against Warrington Wolves in 2019, and then 2021 he was victorious over Castleford. And he has played in 3 Super League Grand Finals as St Helens won the 2019-20 and 21 Grand Finals. The second game of the day saw Warrington Wolves host Salford Red Devils, and few would have expected Warrington to be one spot beneath Salford at this stage in the season, but that is the case. The Red Devils are well in the playoff hunt for playoff rugby, and after a massive win over Wakefield last week underlined their ability. They could very well down Warrington here and further cement their playoff chances and keep Warrington beneath them. As for the Wolves, eyes are already turning to 2023, but their season could be kept alive with a win here. There could be 3 debuts for Warrington, with new arrivals Jake Wardle, Matty Nicholson in the squad, alongside another debutant, Greg Minikin, who has gotten over injuries. That's a boost with Matty Ashton and Carl Amor injured recently. Riley Dean is also back from his loan spell at Newcastle. Salford, they did what anyone would do after their massive win. They have named a 90-man squad, but do have their first 10 squad numbers available, but not Elijah Taylor through suspension. There is also no Danny Addy and Morgan Escaray. Salford have one of the best attacking shapes in the league, and when they click, as they did against Wakefield, they really click and are almost unstoppable in attack. The Wolves will have to limit their chances and try and dominate the middle of the field. In the end though, last week proved the Wolves are still struggling in attack, and that could be the difference. Salford, with their 74 points to 10 victory last time out against Wakefield Trinity, only made the changes that they needed to for the game, as 1. Elijah Taylor drops off the bench due to injury, and Matty Costello comes in his place, and Joe Burgess misses out on the game, with Rhys Williams coming in on the left wing. For Warrington Wolves though, there is a few changes as they're looking for that attacking intent. Josh Thulis switches wings with Greg Minikin coming in, and Jake Wardle makes his first start of the season for Warrington Wolves. That means Peter Matautia switches to standoff, with George Williams missing out altogether. There is no changes in the forwards, as the forward pack did help with the nilling of Hull last time out, but whether that was a poor Hull side going off the Leeds result from yesterday, or Warrington's attacking intent not being there, is up for debate. But on the bench there's only one change, as Joe Philbin is out for the rest of the season. It is up to Joel Bullock to come into the squad, with Danny Walker, James Harrison and Thomas McKaylee completing the Warrington bench. This game was topsy-turvy from the get-go, as Salford were the first over the line. A towering bomb from Mark Sneed was snaffled by Rhys Williams, who had enough pace to get through the line after catching it on the full and on his feet on the floor to score the opening try of the game. Sneed misses the conversion, so it's 4-0, but Salford go in again on the 13th minute, as it's 4-0 with 8-0 because of Dion Cross's try on the right side of the pitch. But now Warrington decide to impose, and Darryl Clark runs from dummy half, something he's not done a lot this season, and goes over just right to the post, which Ratchford converts for an 8 points to 6 scoreline in Salford's favour. Ratchford, though, adds a try to his total after he goes through not the best Salford defence and crawls over on his knees. Referee let it go, and it was Warrington in the lead at 12 points to 8. And then it was turn for Gareth Widdop after Jake Wardle does a good supporting run and break up the pitch. A slow play of the ball by Salford. Could have seen one of the Salford players in the bin, but Gareth Widdop took advantage of the slow defence to score under the post, which Ratchford adds the extras to. And Warrington were in again on the 52nd minute, as Josh Thulis was inventive to score in the corner after his chip back inside for himself. Gets a fortunate bounce for him. But Salford fought back, and on the 56th minute, after they were stopped on the left edge, Salford decided to go right through Harvey Levette, and Sneed passed to Croft, whose tip-on pass from Watkins found Chris Atkin, who went over on the 56th minute, and it was game on at 24 points to 14, with Sneed adding his first conversion. Next, it was Ormondroyd who went in on untouched, the big forward getting Salford back within 6 points, but Sneed made it 4 points for 24 points to 20. And it was that man Ormondroyd again, getting on the back of a great offload in the play of the ball by a Salford forward partner. And Salford had got the lead again, 26 points to 24. And another great offload and supporting run from Chris Atkin found Ryan Brierley, who went over right to the post with Sneed converting. And this is what that try meant to the Salford faithful. And Salford go further in front of Wakefield in the league ladder with their win, 32 points to 24. So here are the fixtures at the end of round 17. Castleford Tigers winning 26 points to 18 against the ever-improving Huddersfield Giants. Put the cat amongst the pigeons, really, in the top 6. While Hull FC getting decimated by Leeds Rhino, 62 points to 16, sees them getting a tenuous grip on their top 6 position. Castellan's Dragons got back to winning ways with a 20 points to 18 victory over St Helens, which was long overdue for them to get a win over Saints. Toulouse having a magnificent win over Hull KR, 28 points to 6, as put things back into play for the end of the season when it comes to the bottom of the table, with Warrington Wolves getting beat 24 points to 32 and Wakefield Trinity getting beaten 22 points to 46 against Wigan Warriors. Wigan Warriors moving up into 2 points behind St Helens with that victory, and Salford only 2 points back behind Castleford and Hull FC. This is how the table looks. St. Helens still at the top, 2 points clear of Wigan Warriors, but Catalan's Dragons are now 2 points behind, instead of Huddersfield Giants being only a point behind, thanks to their loss against Castleford. Castleford move into the 5th position with their win, leapfrogging Hull FC. Salford Red Devils move up a couple of places thanks to their victory against against Warrington Wolves, who themselves see them at 10th. But in between them two, Hull KR's defeats at Toulouse sees them drop below Salford Red Devils, with Leeds Rhinos only a point behind in the standings. It's more than likely as if Toulouse beat Wakefield at the Magic Weekend, with results going their way in other games, a game on to who gets relegated out of Super League. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way. Tell me what your thoughts are of those two games, and also Regan Grace's decision, if that is what it is. I think Trinity are in real trouble, but they could be saved by one thing. Warrington. They're in free fall as well. I think Trinity will lose at Magic Weekend, and so will Warrington, which will close up that bottom three once more. I'm going to make that prediction. I may be wrong, because Wakefield can turn it on its head straight away, but Toulouse have to be strong in defence and take advantage of the Wakefield defence. 130 points in 2 games? Not good enough. Sorry, 120 points in 2 games. Not good enough. Anyway, tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Do you think that it's a good move for Grace? Do you think that Warrington are on the downward spiral with Wakefield? Do you think Salford are on the way up? And do you think Wigan can catch St. Helens? There's a Super League predictor online. Have a dabble at that. Download your feelings for next week's game, and then tag me in it on social media. Tell me what your thoughts are. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. I wish you all the best. To stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.